Hey guys, doing another one of these. I'm actually kind of enjoying this type of series, the little rambles. Last one I kind of just focused on burnout, the effects of burnout, how it affected me mentally, physically, socially. It was a lot. And I'm trying to see where to take this series, like what direction I want to go with it, because it pretty much is going to be anything. Of course, I got the Death Stranding footage up. This time around, I kind of got messed up a bit. There was a lot of packages that I took. I got in way over my head. It's a mess. I might cut some of it out. I might keep it in. I don't know. I don't really know. But today, I kind of just want to focus on just the frustrating element for me in terms of streaming, which is trying to find a game to play. I have a lot of games. That's not really the issue, and in a way I am blessed for that, right? There's a ton of games I can choose from. Um, but a lot of people have noticed there's always that time where I just don't know what to play. I don't know what to pick. I have all these options for me, and I don't end up really playing any of them, or I go back to the same two games, or I always hype it up going, yeah, you know what? I'm going to play. I'm going to start this game. It's going to be a good time. And then I psych myself out or I freak out about it. And I just kind of want to like express and talk about it. Kind of go into detail as to why I'm like that. Maybe it'll help me figure things out. Maybe it'll be some good advice. I don't really know. I just do this to ramble. But essentially just like there's so many games. And there's so little time in my head, right? And I want to play all of them. I want to go through all of them. I want to enjoy every game that I have. But the harsh reality for me that I had to look at was ever since I started streaming years and years ago, it's completely warped how my brain works in terms of playing games. It's very difficult, very, very difficult for me to play games on my own, which is why I'm kind of like struggling trying to make more of the YouTube content. Because I can make the YouTube content and talk and be energetic and do what I gotta do. Just be me, be entertaining. But, or at least I know that's the mindset. But starting it up, like, I like the chat interaction. I like interacting with people that are watching me play. It reminds me of a lot of, like, part of my childhood too, which is why I like streaming, right? Just virtually now. But it's really difficult to play games for myself because the first thing that comes to mind is what if I want to play this on stream later and people don't know what the fuck is going on and I can't explain it properly, or I don't want to explain it, or what if I do this for YouTube now instead of Twitch, or what if I stream or record this whatsoever, what do I do? Or should I play this for myself? Should I play this with my friends and record it? Should I not play this with my friends? Should I play this with my friends but not record anything or put this on stream? And it's just so much thought goes behind that part of the problem that it just becomes very annoying for me, and that I eventually just overwhelm myself. So like the two big issues are that, and then trying to figure out what game to play and wanting to play everything in a short amount of time span, and then I just end up like I kind of end up short-circuiting. I just don't know what to really do. I just kind of sit there and go, well, not that these are bad games, but I guess I can play Loop Hero again. Which, by the way, as of speaking right now, Loop Hero just got a really, really good update. I've played a little bit of it, and I love the changes. I love the quality of life stuff. Check out Loop Hero if you haven't already. It's a fantastic game. I'm like, I can play Deep Rock Galactic again. I can play this again. It's just like, well, but do I really want to stick with one game? I like hopping games, and I don't know what ended up happening. I think around the burnout, or around the time where I was kind of losing the confidence for streaming, I stopped doing some variety because I just got comfortable with games, and I was so depressed at the time that like starting new games were kind of scary for me. I didn't know how my audience would enjoy it. I didn't know if my friends would like to watch. I didn't know if it was going to be a hit for people. I didn't know if people were gonna be like, I'd rather you just play this than this, and I didn't want to deal with that at the time. And then the bigger issue on top of that, because that's like the social stuff, but I can get past that. I've learned to get over those thoughts pretty well lately, or in recent years of streaming. The big ones are technical issues and like games not running properly, or maybe I'll run into a wall, or like fear that I can't adjust the audio right, or fear that I can't do the video qualities justice to the stream, and all these things that rush my head end up just making me not play anything. I just don't play anything. I just kind of sit there. I just kind of contemplate. What's the point? And then it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. And then I'm always so grateful for people who gift me games, and even people who gift me games that go, you don't even have to play this on stream. Get to it whenever you can. I'm just glad you have the game. And I love and appreciate everyone that does that. I feel so bad because there's so much that I have to play and go through. But at the same time, it's like I want to make content for all of this because I feel like I can make good quality things now. I know how to edit properly. I know timing when it comes to like effects and certain videos I can use for transitions and whatnot. All these things, right? And even on stream, I have like a soundboard and many other things that can help me. But then I get on stream or I start trying to edit or record, and it's just my energy just gets drained. You know, I still have to deal with the recovery of burnout, like I spoke about in my last video. And now you're adding this on top of that, this uncertainty of what I want to do or play, or what should I play. You know, it's very annoying sometimes. And many people in my community have made it clear that like, we're here to watch you and you can play whatever you want, right? But then there are also those times where there might be a game that I start playing and people are interested in it, but I don't fucking like it. And I make it very clear, like, even if people enjoy watching this, there are the rare occasions where I don't fucking like the game. I just can't get into the game. And I've had people in the past be disappointed with that, you know? And there's so much. There's so much that goes into that. And I always have people wondering, man, why don't you just hop on the game? Why don't you just play the game? You thought about playing it. You thought about starting it. Why not just do it? And there's like 1,000 walls in place in my brain that just continuously stop me. And I think I just get so frustrated talking about it sometimes because I wish it was just as easy as just start and play. And it might look that easy for the last few games I've done on stream, but it took a lot of build up and a lot of hyping myself up to even do that. Like, I had to really hype myself up to do that and not chicken out at the last second or just stop and just switch to another game that I'm used to, right? Biggest example of that was I finally got Guilty Gear Strive. And I've been saying how I'm going to make Guilty Gear Strive content. I'm even thinking about doing YouTube videos and YouTube matches and stuff soon. But dude, I streamed it. And it was a big thing for me because I haven't seriously played online for a fighting game or streamed a fighting game in years. Like literal years. It's been years since I've done that. I've had a fear of it. I've had bad experiences with it. It was just not good for me. And I held on to that and refused to stream or like really play a lot of online, especially if it has bad netcode. I can't fucking deal with it. Strive is such a fun fucking game. It plays very well. Gameplay is phenomenal. Netcode is great. My only downside is that fucking lobby system is terrible. I can look past how the lobby is with hopping to people and playing and stuff. I just hate communicating with server every 3 seconds or after every match. It's just annoying. But anyways, I'm rambling, of course. Haha, part of the series. Haha, he said the thing. So when I played Strive on stream, that was one of the most anxiety-inducing things I've ever had to go through for streaming. I was shaking horribly. I was ridiculing myself. I was getting frustrated at things. I was going through a cycle of emotions that I could not comprehend well. And then about an hour or so in, I finally started calming down. I finally started having fun. I finally started relaxing, right? And I was so happy about that. I was just happy that I was able to enjoy a fighting game on stream, but it took this long to do it. I use it as an example because like that anxiety can go in other games as well. Like even when I'm starting them, Grifflands, for example, love the game, love it. Thinking about doing it on YouTube instead though, because I have to read a lot of dialogue, and reading out loud for me sometimes is pretty frustrating for me. I stumble over words a lot. It just happens, but it gets pointed out. I just don't want to deal with it. I have to constantly keep talking, and like I'm streaming, so I can't just take a quick breather or something half the time. And I don't know. Eventually, I find myself just like talking and talking. And eventually, I'm just like, you can read it. You can just read it. I stop narrating it, and I don't want to do that. And games like that are scary for me to start as well, or like story-driven ones that don't have dialogue. Those kind of mess with me too. So the anxiety is there of like, oh, is this going to be a good game that I have to read the dialogue, or like I'm going to have to slow down for people to follow, and all of this stuff. There's a lot that goes into my head in terms of what should I stream, what is good to stream, what is good for me, what is good for the community as well, what is good for people to watch and for myself to play. Am I going to enjoy it? So much happens. I've played a lot of bad games too, and I just want to avoid them. So it's hard. It's very hard. But I think I'm getting better. At least a little better. I'm trying to force myself to play certain games every now and then, and it's still pretty difficult. I have a really bad time of psyching myself out, and this goes beyond games, right? This goes to like different types of issues as well, even social issues. I tend to really psych myself out of things and not do it, or not respond, or not communicate. Which is also part of the reason why I'm so fucking god-awful at social media, which that's going to be another ramble on its own video. Yeah, it's playing video games, it's fun. I'm glad people like watching me. But there's some frustrations with it, and that's one of them. Just trying to find something to play, trying to find something that clicks with me. It's such a weird problem, I feel like, because I've had certain people kind of call out the fact that I have a lot of games to begin with, so I should be grateful or shouldn't have to worry about that, or that's just a kind of like a first world problem. And like I agree, like it's stupid, or it maybe there's some underlying issues a part of that too that we both don't understand, or that it's kind of ignorant to see that way. But still, like it's a small issue, but it does slow me down a lot. It does stop me a lot. I overwhelm myself incredibly easily when it comes to just simple things as to what to wear, what game to play, what should I stream, what should I talk about, what should I respond with, what should I drink, what should I eat today, what task do I need to do, should I do this for my car, like I overwhelm myself to a point where I just shut down and don't do anything. So I hope explaining this, or explaining the part of like why it's difficult to pick a game, can kind of get a better understanding of how I am and why things might be a bit more difficult. But I'm doing my best. I'm not giving up. I'm doing my best to overcome a lot of these traits that I've developed. Not just these kind of traits, like trauma and other shit too. There's a bunch of shit that's wrong with me, but we're working on it. It's a day by day progress. Yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm gonna keep trying to play new games and bring you guys as many games as I can. There are a few games that I've missed that I wanted to play for you guys, which is unfortunate, but hey, we got Guilty Gear Strive, and I'm good all year. That game is a fucking blast. And there's a ton of other games to play, indie games, major titles, AAA titles. There's series that I want to revisit, that I want to stream, that I want to play on here. The sky is the limit still. I just gotta push myself. I can't give up. I gotta stay positive. There's been a lot of changes that I've made with my life in the past few years. This is part of those things. It's just I have to learn to calm down, assess my needs or wants, and just take it one step at a time. I can't keep overwhelming myself. I can't keep overthinking things, because that's been a problem. And I think I'm getting closer to where I can finally just start like, you know what? I want to play Vanquish. I don't know why. I don't care about any other game right now. I thought about Vanquish. I want to play Vanquish. I want to start playing Vanquish. Maybe I'll enjoy it. Maybe I won't. But I want to play Vanquish. Let's just do it. And eventually I can start doing that with a bunch of other titles and like doing my 100% runs or like my all achievement runs, which I want to make a thing, you know? But anyways, guys, thanks for listening to my rambles. Again, I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy this series. I hope you guys enjoy what this is. It's a lot of fun for me. It's actually kind of healthy for me because I can kind of voice out what, you know, has been an issue for me for a while. It's really hard to talk about these things. It's just kind of hard to talk about, and I try to on stream, and sometimes it works out. Sometimes I just close in and just don't say anything. So maybe this will also kind of be like a good reference to someone who asks these questions or like why I do these things, and I can just kind of leave them here and then go from there, you know? But anyways, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Smoke grass, eat ass, sled fast, wipe your ass, wash your hands, wear a mask. Stay safe, stay clean, stay golden. Much love. Till next time. Peace.